Welcome to the cold and snowy West Coast. We had a freak snowstorm this week, so forgive the dirty vehicle. The car wash was closed and my hose is all frozen, so I couldn't wash it, and we have to return it tomorrow. So for 2023, this new Telluride gets some exterior and interior changes, plus you get some enhancements for technology, safety, plus 2 new trims, the X-Line and the X-Pro. This is the X-Line. So what's new on the outside of the Telluride? First of all, you'll notice right at the front, there is no more Telluride emblem on the hood. Also, you get a different grille design. The EX and the SX get black inserts, while this X-Line and the X-Pro gets gloss black inserts, and the surround is dark metallic, and on the other trim levels, you get satin chrome. You also get new bumper design and new LED headlamps and fog lamps. Standard are 20-inch alloy wheels. If you go into this X-Line, you get black 20-inch wheels. The X-Pro actually gets 18-inch wheels with off-road tires. In the back, new LED tail lights. Once again, a new bumper design, and all the emblems are now in hyper silver. Overall, the X-Line has a more rugged, darker look. Basically, everything that is satin chrome on the SX is dark metallic on the X-Line and the X-Pro. Does it look a little higher to you? That's because the X-Line and the X-Pro come with a 10mm higher ground clearance. All right, we're inside the new Telluride. This is a cool color. This leather interior is called terracotta. Now, if you go into the XX Limited, that comes with Napa leather, and this vehicle is based off of that, and it just goes up a level higher. However, you do not get Napa leather on the X-Line or the X-Pro. So you get leather though, and you do have the nice embossed X-Line in the seats here. These ones are heated, they're ventilated, they're power, they got memory, and they are heated and ventilated for the rear seats as well. One up for the base model, you do get a 12.3-inch instrument panel and the 12.3-inch infotainment screen. Really, really easy to use, very familiar with it. It's very similar to what we have in our Ioniq 5. You get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's not wireless though. However, I've mentioned this on some other videos, I've been using this little box from AutoCast, and I've got a new one right now. It's called the Picasso 2, and not only does it turn your wired CarPlay or Android Auto system into a wireless, but this one brings it another step farther. It has its own processor, it has its own memory, it has slots for SIM cards, so you don't even need to have your phone in here. You have the complete access to the Google Play library at your fingertips. You can do everything that you would pretty well do on your computer, email, Facebook, Netflix, Amazon Prime, all of that on this screen. Mind you, do not do that when you're driving, when you're parked, or for your passenger to do. So very, very cool. Also new in the interior, you get new seat patterns, you get a larger wireless charger. This X-Line gets the dual panel sunroofs here. We get a 360 camera, a Harman Kardon audio system, a head-up display that we're looking at here. Really, really nicely equipped, but I just like the style of it. You have lots of real tactile buttons. It's not menu driven, for your seat heat, for your cooling, your drive modes. It's a button. You can just turn it, smart, eco, comfort, and you just push it for terrain. Now in Canada, all the Tellurides come standard with the power liftgate, and they have a new automatic close feature as well. Open it up, really easy to fold that third row down. You got a lot of space. You have a compartment underneath as well to store things. If you go for the X-Pro, you also get a 120 volt inverter back there. The X-Line does not have that. It's been a while since we've been in a mid-size SUV. We were quite used to it. We owned our Highlander for almost 8 years. And yeah, you forget about how much room that these vehicles offer, not just for cargo, but for passengers as well. The kids never have issues in the second row. Third row is decent here. If you want to get into third row, it's as easy as one touch and it just folds and slides forward for you. Now, this vehicle, as well as the SX Limited, is a 7-passenger vehicle. So you have captain's chairs in the back, and if you want the 8-passenger, you're gonna have to go with the lower trims. The Telluride is based off the same platform and shares the same powertrain as the Hyundai Palisade, which is new for 2023 as well. And I was hoping to get that at the same time so we can compare them side by side. Unfortunately, couldn't make it happen. However, we will have the Palisade in 3 weeks. 3 weeks time. Just after Christmas, we're gonna have the Palisade, so we will do a full test on that. So under the hood, you have a 3.8 liter V6 that puts out 291 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque, matched to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and that goes to all 4 wheels in Canada. If you are in the US, you do have 2 lower trim levels where you can get this in just a 2-wheel drive configuration. In Canada, it's standard all-wheel drive. It's actually been snowing here this week, as I mentioned, a freak snowstorm, and our streets are really slick. A lot of them aren't even plowed. I don't know why the city knew about it, but everyone dropped the ball. So anyways, good chance to test out this Telluride in the snow and the all-wheel drive systems. So in the drive modes, I have it on Smart right now. We're on the highway. I'm showing that it's just using the front wheels right now. It's actually quite intuitive, but I did see when we had slippage or we're on some side roads, it actually does activate those rear wheels. Or if you just really need some traction, if you on demand, if I put my foot to the floor, there we go. All 4 wheels are being driven at the same time. So I like to use it in that smart mode because it's kind of smart. Since this is based on the SX Limited, that one does have rear self-leveling suspension, and so does this X-Line as well. If you go with the X-Pro, though, that one has something that none of the other Tellurides have, and that is that it has an increased towing capacity. So you go up from 5,000 pounds up to 5,500 pounds for that X-Pro. But both the X-Line and the X-Pro, as I mentioned, get a 10mm increase in ground clearance. I've always liked the Telluride, and this new one is no different. It's very attractive, not just in the packaging, but just, you know, the styling, the color combination really works. And a lot of neighbors have been stopping by and take a look at it, especially young families, ones that are, you know, growing families, and that just, you know, that's who really this is for. You know, this is a really great family vehicle. Regardless if your family is small or large, or it's a growing family, you want to have one vehicle that your kids can grow up in, this will definitely do it for you. Along with features like safe exit assist, rear seat reminder, and highway driving assistant, the 2023 gets some more standard safety features like forward collision alert junction turning, high beam assist, rear side airbags, and intelligent speed limit assist. The Telluride actually has a very great ride. First of all, it's like a traditional SUV. You ride up nice and high, you got great outward visibility. The steering is as light or as you know, balanced as you'd like it with your different drive modes, and same as the brakes. Everything is very, very proportional on here. It's comfortable. It's quiet in here. That 3.8 liter V6, you know, the only thing about this vehicle is that it doesn't come in a hybrid. So many other vehicles are available in hybrid right now. But yeah, but one thing you can't replace sometimes is displacement. No replacement, right, for displacement. So that 3.8 liter, it's always ready to go. Small little growl, but it's pretty isolated inside this cabin. And yeah, the ride is really smooth. It's basically, you know, it's not too rough at all. It's great. It's a good ride. In our household, we're kind of tossed between the Kia Telluride and the Hyundai Palisade. While I like the more modern, fresh approach from the Telluride, Cynthia, she likes the more classic, and she calls it luxury look of the Palisade. And a lot of people do ask me, which one should I pick? You know what, I think it's gonna come down to your preference in styling for the interior and the exterior. Like I said, this one has a more fresh look in my opinion. I love the light signature of the Telluride. And with the addition of the X-Line and the X-Line Pro, which that Pro gives you an additional 500 pounds of towing capacity. If that is really important to you, the Palisade does not offer that, and you're gonna have to pick the Telluride. That's it for our look at what's new for the 2023 Kia Telluride. Leave your questions below. I'll try to answer whatever I can. Hope to see you on the next Everyday Review. Safe driving.